Hello and welcome to another Sunday night paint and chat. We got the full crew back together. Sean, it is great to have you back. We missed
Boots,
you.
thank you.
I hope you had a good rest last Sunday. I'm sure whatever it is that you were doing was not as important as our live stream.
Probably not. It's been a couple weeks.
But we got the full crew back, which means we got Josh, we got Big Aaron, we got myself, and we have Sean. And tonight we're going to be working on more stuff. I'm going to be building this storm speeder for my next round of 500 points for the slow grow campaign, and we're going to be talking a lot about ninth edition and the rules and how we feel about it in our lists and how the game played. Because even though most of the other rest of the world has already played ninth edition, we just played it for the first time this
Well,
past
you
weekend.
played it for the first time. If you remember, I played 2 games in
Oh,
ninth
that's
edition
right. You
right
did
after
play.
it came out.
You played two
He's a
games.
veteran.
Yes, you played
Yes,
two games. That's
been
right.
playing the entire edition. Watch out.
Well, we all got to play on Saturday, which was great for like 10 hours or something.
Ugh, yeah.
I forgot my cup of coffee, but that's okay. I have my Olipop. So I'm gonna be working on this storm speeder. Sean, what are you working on?
I got some Space Marine Primaris Intercessors that I'm going to try to get finished painted today.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Also, also, let's just get this at the top. We are still doing our Piety and Pain Eldar Codex and Dice giveaway when we reach 10,000 subscribers. Um, the Undertaker will throw mankind off of hell into a cell onto the Spanish announcers table, but only in our Discord channel, and only one person will win once we reach 10,000 subscribers. There you go. Good old Shiv. I worked your I worked
Mm-hmm.
your magic into our giveaway and didn't make it confusing at all. Not
Nope.
at all.
I
Um,
followed it.
who is up? Who is up?
I am working on Cursed City bases. I have all the models assembled. You can see a large smattering of the characters over here. Mr. Shovel Dude here that is pulling up a corpse from his grave. I'm going to do a very cool, like he's pulling him out of a mound of dirt sort of deal. So he's going to get a custom one. And then Radigar, the big baddie vampire, he is going to, right now I'm working on some steps that he's coming down that I'm scratch building. I did a whole bunch of initial green stuff with rollers to do all sorts of variations, and there's a lot of them that I didn't even put it all on because I'm going to put like mud and whatnot in there to make it
Awesome.
look all kind of broken up.
Smart.
Josh, what are you working on?
Well, I'll be working on some Dark Eldar as soon as we get the intro done because I got to go grab them real quick. We had a snafu that happened prior to this.
Just a
So,
just a little
Yeah.
one.
yeah.
So the perils and adventures in resin printing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Trying to see if I can salvage. I got I got 10 good ones right now that are primed twice, 3 times now. We'll see how they work.
So these are 3D prints that Aaron's been doing for you.
Right.
And right
Diligently.
now, these are the Dark Elf
I'm
proxies.
sorry. I'm
Correct.
sorry.
Correct.
Okay, great,
And
great.
and as I stated in the beginning,
Yeah.
we are operating on the limits of the printer. Um, we're literally printing things that are being measured in nanometers.
And Josh, what proxies were these for? Were these
These
like
were
witches or
for racks,
Rex? All right, that's the homunculi little freaks,
the
right?
coven people, yeah, the troopers. So we got a whole bunch of them, but we've been having problems with them kind of being pretty brittle. So I am going to do what I can. So I'm going to have to change my method of painting that I had planned for these guys to accommodate. But I actually might get some army painter dip to paint these guys in.
Some
What's-
dip.
What's
Anybody's ever
Army
used
Painter dip?
army? So basically, it's a type of floor protectant that army painter jacks the price up on, but then you don't have to worry about what the color is going to be at the end. But basically, it's like super floor covering gloss stuff.
Like wax kind of.
Yeah,
It's
yeah, like
more polish. It's dark,
hardcore
kind of
wood
oily,
stain kind of stuff. Anyways,
and you
so
use it to dip.
you can dip in it, and then what it does is it actually dries this huge protective layer around your stuff.
Because it's got that shellac sort of action in there.
Yeah.
It's basically encased in
And if
acrylic.
you've ever heard the term dip and flick before, that's kind of where it comes from, where you just dip your whole model into the little bucket and then you take it out and flick it off to get all the excess, and then you set it down and do the next, and that's how you get shading and your varnish all in one.
Yeah, and I think I did this once before, maybe like 8 years ago with an ogre army to get it done real quick. It was actually pretty fun.
You're gonna have to make sure it doesn't melt the plastic.
Well, I can varnish it first too.
And then
to
they have really fine detail on them. So
Yeah, no, I understand. I'm just trying to make them not. I want to make them to be able to be played with, and those ogres have a bunch of like little fiddly parts all over them. And once it got into that stuff, it was perfectly fine. So I think I'm just gonna try to figure out a good paint scheme to go with, and then pick a dip.
There you
And
go. That way you
do
get
that.
the shellac hard shell on it, right? That's kind of what
Exactly.
your thought, so that you
Yeah.
get it a little bit stronger, huh?
Yeah,
Love
it
it.
definitely
Love it.
increases the strength of the model. So
For sure. Are you going to be doing a Zenithal highlight?
I've already done that.
Oh, you have. Okay, no, that's fine. What I like to do sometimes is mix in some matte varnish into my white ink
Okay.
and make that my Zenithal, because then I'm also starting to get a shell and kind of locking that Zenithal in, so
Sure.
that when I do my initial coat and then I do a wash up over that, it doesn't start muddling things.
I'm real lazy with the Zenithal. I just totally do it from a rattle can at an angle.
I frequently do that too, though. I mean, I will sometimes just do straight up rattle can, where I'll just skip black even and just go straight to the base, like with my Necrons. My Necron base slash primer is purple rattle can primer,
Perfect.
and so I skip like a bunch of steps with that. All the way up to when I'm trying to do like my highest quality, I'll do the methods that um, uh, who is Vince Venturella likes to do for his like Golden Demon stuff, where you do a black, and then you do a white Zenithal. You wash with a black ink all through it to cut back in all the shadow that mutes. So then you do a white dry brush on top of that. So then you have this like 3 layers of different of Zenithal built up.
Yeah.
So that before you even put on your first base coat, you have all the kind of gradient shading necessary, so that you can just follow with a simple coat and you already have your highlights, mid and shadows built in.
Since I'll be using the dip, I won't need to worry about all of that stuff. And
Sure.
pre-dip, I don't think these guys are going to take a dry brush at all. So I'm definitely going to just go with the Zenithal, then base coat, and then I'm going to do the dip.
I wouldn't recommend all that for what you want to do. I'm just saying there's a very
I've just got to figure out
cute
what
range.
dip to use. I think they have like a heavy, medium, and light.
Yes, I think
Probably I'm going to
haven't
be
used
using
both.
the light because I'm going to be doing pale flesh. So I'm assuming I'll need to use the
is that the
light.
color or is that the consistency?
Oh yeah, that was my question.
So it's the shading of it. So it's a
That's
very
the-
strong shade, a medium shade, or a light shade.
The color.
But of
Yeah.
brown?
Yeah, it's different. Well, there's one that's more of a black tone, one that's more of a brown tone, and I think there's at least 2. I don't know. I can look it up.
There's at least 2. So yeah,
Two, he
so
said.
we got together on Saturday and we played
Sure
4
did.
patrol games over the course of about 8 hours,
Yeah.
including dinner. Uh, we did Aaron and I did one practice game, which was a modified version from the
The
Charizard,
Charizard.
which was
Or
really fun.
Chardarn.
Yeah,
Chardart.
it was. Uh,
Whatever the new narrative campaign is.
The
it
thing.
it's not on film, so we can describe it to you. What we did was because I was doing the ATVs and the bikes, um, and he was walking Nurgle. He had to try to escape the board, and we started 9 inches apart, and he had to move 22 inches and then get off the board. And I had to chase him down and try to stop him from getting off the board.
Yeah, so it is an actual mission from Charizard that is a tactical retreat. It's meant to be played on a full-size board.
Yeah, it's not
We
meant
were
to.
playing 500 points, so it was a little bit different, but I think we already had good lists that were thematic, and it was pretty fun because I was trying to run towards a board edge to get out of there, and came down to Aaron body blocking me in the
I
end
mean,
zone.
yeah, it was really close. It was really close. And then we did just sort of a round robin after that, and all 3 of those games were played. So we had Aaron versus Josh, and then myself versus Josh, and then myself versus Aaron. Um, I would say that
So jealous.
I think overall Josh's army was best suited for playing games.
for for Warhammer 40K.
Yeah.
I would agree with that. Hey y'all, if you like 40K, dark elves are a thing.
Especially at 500 points.
They'll always be dark elves.
Yeah, you were
It
like, you have a real army at 500 points.
You had a real army. You had 2 transports, a beast of a character, 2 units of regular troops that had last cannons. And then you also had surfboards and jet bikes to take the whole board presence.
and you
All at
had
500 points.
and you had warlord traits, relics, and special rules that were not, you know what I mean, that all activated.
Oof, yeah,
It's a brutal list. But I mean, the interesting thing is like my my 4 ATVs and my like Hell Strike Cannon and the Chaplain. Um, I mean, you destroyed me on points, but you almost had nothing left.
Yeah, I
You
had
know,
like 2 models left.
like we beat the crap out of each other.
Yeah, I put the picture of the shades in our chat if you want to take a look at them. So it's a basically a polyurethane dip,
I got it. I'm downloading
and
it.
yeah, so it looks like they got soft, strong, and dark. I'm assuming dark is more of the black, and then soft is like a sepia, and strong tone would be more like Agrax. And you can see the models that they have there.
Hold on. Putting it up on the screen and going back to OBS.
Dip sounds like a pretty awesome solution, man.
There we go.
Yeah. I actually brushed on the ones that I did because it is really thick. But these guys might be a candidate for dipping.
Yeah, yeah. Well, it goes like that sometimes.
I mean, yeah. Um, I do feel bad that you're disappointed, but I'm not. I'm not surprised at all. Um, you're printing the tiniest, skinniest, spindliest, pokiest of things to print. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And
That
you're
is
printing
true.
and you're printing it at 85% of the size that it was designed to be at. So that they are, you know, the thing, like I literally, like there are parts of these models that I probably can't Like I might not even be able to measure with my calipers. I mean, my calipers can measure to 4 decimal places in inches. Let's see if we can do the thickness of an ear.
What is the thickness of an elf
What
ear?
is the thickness of a Dark Eldar
It is
Drukari ear?
0.014 inches. So that's
Uh-huh.
one. That's 15 microns. That's thinner than your hair.
Thinner than your hair.
Hold on, I'm gonna pluck a hair.
Elf
I think your hair is
ears.
probably thinner.
Hold on. I believe your hair is about 1 micron, so maybe it's a little bit thicker than a hair. All right, I got a hair. Oh, it's a gray one.
You chose correctly.
Dude, it's the same. It's the same. It's the same
Nice.
thickness as the hair.
Fuck
It's literally the hair, right? The ankle on this girl is 0.08 inches. I mean, they're tiny. And then on top of that, like their scythes and their blades and their glaives and their just everything they have is so small.
Yeah.
And my recommendation was to not print, was to print them at scale 1, um, or even bigger. Because like I said, the very first one that I did, I glued it onto the base, right? And there's a foot on it. I told you the feet popped off, and um, and whatnot.
Did
I didn't realize that the foot popped off. I thought it just failed to print.
No, I said they were super thin and very delicate, and that I had to glue back together 4 pieces just from taking it off of the mounting sprues. Um, and like it has like these little spikes they can actually hurt you. That's how thin they are.
They can be embedded into your.
That's what they get. That's what they want.
Now it's quite possible. Aaron and I did some research today. With the anamorphic 4K LED that you can print at that size, right? Um, that
You
does
can get it super tiny, but you're still not getting the density, right?
no.
It's
I mean, I don't
still
know.
gonna be
I don't
kinda
know.
spindly.
I don't know. They're still going to be really, really, real spindly. Yeah, you're not
Yeah,
getting
I'm
enough
gonna
of
do
them.
what I can, like I said, to make them work. So basically doing a base coat and figuring out. I'm actually gonna see if somebody else has already done the footwork to find out a polyurethane to use for Warhammer dipping.
Oh, I'm sure. I bet old like bolter and chainsword forums figured it out in like 2007.
Yeah, the only thing I'm worried about is if they are still like making the same type.
Well, I'm
'cause
just saying that
people
people figured it
change
out a
their.
long time ago. I'm sure that there's plenty of modern
I mean,
solutions.
is test?
There's also armory painter out there, I hear.
Yeah.
um
There.
Vallejo
Oh, I
surface
still have
primer is
this thing up. I
polyurethane.
apologize. Left that up too long. So something really cool on Warhammer Community that I wanted to talk about really fast. So for those of you who are fans of the channel and who watch I Should Be Painting, you know that every week I have a topic, and at the end of that topic, I do 3 featured artists, which are just random people that I see on the various forums, people from our Discord channel, people from Instagram, just wherever you can see cool miniatures, I grab them from. And uh, 3 times I have featured an artist. Her name is Emma. She has this absolutely gorgeous style of painting that is just really bright and really colorful, and she paints orcs. And I featured her last year, and then I featured her as one of my favorite artists of 2020, and she is now on the Warhammer community page. She has her own article. It's called "Feast Your Eyes on an Orc Army Unlike Anything You've Seen Before." Um, and
What's
it
her handle? Do you know?
uh let's see.
Broke him.
I don't. Emma. Her name is Emma.
Okay.
Yeah, there's no handle.
Okie dokie.
So this is her design. It's like comic book style, but super bright. And it's just amazing, 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 amazing. I love her work, and I'm so happy that it's on Warhammer Community and
Yeah,
so
I
many more
actually
people.
Pretty
saw
cool.
it just randomly on there, and I was like, I really like those. Those were kind of cool.
Yeah. So I don't know what time zone she's in. I don't think she's in our time zone. I messaged her that I just saw the article. So we'll see. But yeah, I've featured her about 3 times, if not maybe even 4, because I think the first time I featured her was actually was for making stained glass windows by, instead of like casting or molding, she just took a piece of acetate and permanent markers, and then like drew black lines and then like filled in the stained glass window with markers, and it looked freaking amazing. I think that's the first thing that I featured before I even saw her
Oh,
miniatures.
she's the one that did the stained glass windows. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I guess what that goes to show is if you want to know who to follow and who are the coolest peoples out there in the hobby right now, make sure you're watching You Should Be Painting, or I Should Be Painting. We should all probably be painting.
I'm trying, man.
Yeah, Sean, you're painting over there, cranking away on bolters. How many you got done there? That looks like at least
Crazy.
5 bolters done.
I got. I'm almost done with the green on 5 guys,
Word.
and I'm trying to be.
There's some green tide over there.
Hold on. Zydan, I think, is talking to Josh. Says Dakadaka was just about to say that Dakadaka had a thread in the early aughts. Is that specifically about what to dip your miniatures in? Is that what we're talking
Probably.
about?
Yeah, I would
I
think
would
so.
not doubt it.
Well, here's the good news, Josh.
Yes.
The stuff that's printing now is
Yeah.
not at 0.85% scale.
Yeah.
So
It's
so I guess we'll see how that goes.
Yeah, I think anything that's going to be like the monstrosity size or anything else, I think that'll be fine because the bodies, like the central bodies, are pretty good. You know.
No, it's going to be it's the ankles and the ears and the really spindly weapons, which were difficult to just even get the freaking thing to print.
Yeah.
And then I experimented with different wash times, and I experimented with different cure times, and I actually looked up. So there's a hardness chart.
Uh-huh.
I forgot the technical term for it. I apologize because I actually use it in my normal job. Anyways, it's a chart that shows when something critically fails. It looks like a bell curve. And what happens is you put a certain amount of stress on it, and you'll see that the stress is a curve, and then at a certain point it snaps, right?
Mhm.
Um, Essentially, it measures ductility versus force.
DuckTales.
Yeah, and so I actually looked up the cure, the chart for the resin, and
Huh.
modified the cure time to increase ductility, um, by lowering the temperature and lowering the amount of cure time.
And what did that result in?
It resulted in less brittle miniatures,
Excellent.
but clearly still too brittle.
Well, I think this is interesting. At least, hopefully, other people uh, are
I mean,
interested in this because it is kind of like an experiment.
and there might be better. There might be better. Uh, what's it called?
Resin
Resins.
types.
Yeah, resins that are more squishy. But I think honestly we're operating at the limit of my printer. I think that's really what's going on, is that we're operating at the limit. I think that if we were printing Space Marine variants, particularly Primaris variants,
Something
like
a little chonkier.
and if the weapons were being printed on attached instead of disassembled,
Yeah.
I don't think it would be as big of a deal. But yeah.
Yeah.
It is
Fair enough.
it's a bit worse than I anticipated. So that sucks.
Well, like I said, I'm gonna do what I can to salvage it. As soon as this layer of zenithal comes, I'm actually going to go ahead and varnish it, and then we'll go from there. So just trying to get a little more strength while working on it. And if I get 15 dudes out of it, that's totally worth it. That's a full patrol of dudes, and I mean, it's going to break even for what prices you'd pay on eBay for them. So,
Well, how many do you have now?
well, I have 10 guys that I've got built completely and primed. I have another probably 10 to 15 that I'm going to try to get primed. I've lost a few in the priming process. And then there were some that we just didn't have enough arms and I got enough mass, but just not enough arms to build.
Well,
So there is
I'm doing another round of arms. So.
Right. So we'll see what we can get. I mean, there's some that that they broke at the elbows and stuff, and like they just kind of disintegrated, which will be difficult to repair. But some are just at the weapon, and I might be able to switch out a weapon or something. So we will see.
Yeah, the disintegrating part I don't understand.
It's just like they just completely shattered. So
That's
I don't
because
know
of
how
your
to.
mammoth hands.
I don't
With
know
Aaron
about
Thomas
that.
on this one.
Yeah. I mean, look,
Yeah.
did you just not see that? Josh's hands, it's the size of his head. Look at those big meat claws.
Pick up 3
Anywho's.
children at the same time.
All right, I'm gonna get some dudes to paint. I'll be right back in a moment.
All right.
Make sure to bring
Are
this
there any
giant.
models that came out this week?
So let's see. We got the Sunday preview.
Oh, what's the Sunday preview?
It is Necromunda Hive War
Hmm.
is the
Any new terrain?
main article, and then Broken Realms has this shadow figure. And it says fans of White Dwarf can look forward to a preview of May's issue of the magazine on Friday. It's still technically April then, but you can keep a secret, right? So I guess.
I have insider information about that.
Oh, give it. I want to hear it.
Yeah.
Give it to me.
Ish.
So it looks like the next White Dwarf is going to contain rules for the Dark Angels Fallen.
Oh, awesome. So you have to have another book.
Yup.
Technically magazine and not a book.
So, yup, you do.
Man.
It is unfortunate that we continue to see the rules bloat. I'm thinking that it's probably going to be attached to a campaign, maybe. I don't know.
It's one thing to like put out like refresher stuff, like kind of how they did after they released all the books in 8th edition. But to like release all the stuff for something, and it's probably just because like stuff got backlogged and didn't get timed well. But to release a book and then pretty quickly thereafter release something else that book needs to buy to have all their rules is kind of shady.
I mean,
Same
they
thing
used
with
to do it
Vanguard.
backward. They used to do it the other way. They used to do it where the White Dwarf contained the pre-release, right? So like think back to when Mechanicus came out, right? Mechanicus was a first released in a White Dwarf as the pre-release rules before the Codex, along with a model that came in that White Dwarf, I believe, right? That got you hyped for the book. You know what I mean? It was a preview.
Now the book gets you hyped for probably having to buy another piece of publish.
now the book contains rules.
As a Dark Angels player, right, who has never had these rules before, I really don't mind it. I don't know what's going to be in there as well, so I was actually building a bunch of veterans, and then I picked up this information. Was like, oh, I guess I'm
And
going to
maybe
stop
it's just
building those veterans.
a Terminus Est assault force or type thing, or what? No, what is it? Army of Renown. Like that's what the Death Guard got.
So it could be, who knows what's going to be in it. But I mean, I think it's cool that it looks like the Fallen are getting some stuff. Even if we just got like a data sheet that was the Fallen and it was good, um, I don't know. But they're also doing a bunch of stuff with the Dark Angels and like the lore and the books and whatnot. So
Medicine.
yup.
Yeah. So
So it's gonna be cool, man. I'm
I mean,
excited.
I don't. Like, here's the thing. I'm like, and I hate to say this, I'm getting less and less and less excited about ninth the more and more that alarm goes off.
Yeah.
Doing this specifically to piss you off, Aaron.
um,
As the producer, there is nothing more powerful.
like, uh, I understand that there's a learning curve, and I understand that, like, you know what I mean. I gotta learn the new stuff. Um, but just the amount of rules that exist in playing a regular game, it's just insane. It's insane.
It is a lot. It is a
Um,
whole fucking lot. I agree with you, 100%.
like it's like
You remember that shit I sent over with the chaplain? It's like 3 pages of rules for one dude.
yeah, and the thing is, like, I don't like part of the game, part of being competitive in the game is not just knowing your own army. You know what I mean? Like, that's not how the game works.
Bingo.
You need to know the gotchas. You need to understand the subtle interplays. You need to, like, be familiar with what's going on the other side of the table. And I'm already spending hours trying to remember like there's there's the chapter approved, which has different secondaries than the main rule book. Okay, so we have twice the number of secondaries, and some of them are exactly the same except slightly different. Okay, why? Still less than seventh? I don't think so, Zaidan, actually. I think that it is significantly more than seventh now. Um, Even at the end of seventh, when you were playing with each objective marker, where each objective marker you had to roll a d6, and each objective marker then had a special ability, was still less rules than every single piece of terrain having 9 rules on it, on top of having mission primaries with 3 secondaries and all of your crazy interplay stuff to make your army work. Um, and that
I'm with you, Aaron.
it's
Absolutely.
worse than seventh. I'm sorry.
I think seventh had a lot of those supplement books though, where you had to have the flyer book and you had to have this book and you had to have that book. I think that's
and
what
we're
he's
at
talking
and we're
about.
at more than that now, because now you have to have all of those books and white dwarves.
And yeah, the chapter approves,
You
and then
definitely
the
have not done a good
mission
job
packs,
of
and
So
managing
I
the rules.
if only there was a convenient way to allow people to collect all these publishing in a very simplified format.
well
I
that's
mean, they
yeah.
should come up with something like that where you could collect all of your published material and maybe, I don't know, put it in like a digital format or something,
Yeah,
like the future stuff.
like I literally was in the Warhammer 40K app, and I was missing, I was missing something, right? It was like, you can't see this because you need to go buy this. And all I wanted in the app was a link so that I could push the button and pay my $5.99 through the Apple Store, right? And just do an in-app purchase and buy the thing that I needed so that I could see that rule, right?
Right.
And it was just like, nope, you need to go to the Games Workshop store and uh
And guess.
most definitely does not help me trying to get my friends over from Sigmar. I'm sorry.
Yeah, because
Uh,
that's into the Sigmar app, which is free. The Sigmar app is free, which has all the war scrolls are free, which does in the Sigmar app allow you to click on a model and it takes you to the web store page. Why
uh,
is that not the 40K thing?
I don't know. I will say this though. Once
Yeah,
one
Zayden, like an app. I don't know.
Yeah, like an app. Once, so first of all, we play with the same terrain across all 5 games, because Josh and I played a game on Wednesday, and then Aaron and I played a pregame, and then we played the three games for the actual league. We used the same terrain, so that was fine. So now, like, ruins and forests and rocks, I know how that stuff works. As soon as we change to different terrain, right? Like I'm gonna have to play another 5 games to remember all of those
Next
rules.
one is going to
I
be all craters.
Yeah, I now, we didn't really have to, we didn't deal with any barbed wire, we didn't deal with any dug in stuff. Um, I will say that there are some things about ninth edition that I like a lot. I really like that you have to place the objectives down before you put down terrain. I always felt like that was a really annoying part of particularly 7th edition where people were hiding objectives in places where you couldn't go. Um, so I like that it kind of forces the objectives out in the open a little bit more. And once once I understood the secondaries and the stratagems that I had and my opponents had, which took a couple times, um, I, it was really fun to play. So I will say that. Like I didn't. It's not as though I wasn't having fun. I was just surprised at the quantity of rules.
Right. I hear you. Yeah, there definitely is a lot more. One thing that helped me when I started digging into the Death Guard book was realizing that the thing that probably overwhelmed me the most were all the new stratagems. Because before in 8th edition, Death Guard had like 2 pages of strats, but they only had like actually like 8 Death Guard strats, and only like 1 or 2 were used, and it was basically just Veterans of the Long War. All the other strats were generic chaos strats that sucked. So I went from having like no strats to like, oh my gosh, I have all the strats. And then I started realizing like, oh, so many of them are very specific to like certain units.
Correct.
So when
Yeah.
I realized that, all right, boom, I could just cut out like a third of them because I'm not dealing with demon engines and I'm not dealing with plague marines or whatever. But you do need cheat sheets for it, is what I found. Like I made cheat sheets, and you really do need to make cheat sheets for your stratagems. I feel like by unit type and then by phase of the game.
Dude, you need cheat sheets for by unit type, by phase of the game, by terrain. Um, and if I was running a tournament, I would require a copy for your opponent. That's what I would do.
Don't
If
run
I
any
if I
tournaments.
if I was a tournament organizer, I'd be like, you need to not only print your list, but you also need to print the stratagems that affect your army, and everybody needs to have a copy of the terrain rules in front of them at all times.
I don't know if you need to have a copy of the terrain rule in front of you at all times if you know the terrain rules.
I mean, we spent a lot of time looking up subtle
But you
interactions in terrain.
and okay. I'm just saying you don't always need like it's not a requirement at tournaments for you to have the rule book open in front of you.
No, I'm just saying if I was running the tournament, if it
Uh-huh.
was my tournament, if it was a
Rule
CGN
books
tournament,
open
Yep.
all the time.
there would be a cheat sheet like the one that we were supposed to print that we didn't print on the table for both players at all times.
I mean, I think something like that is a great idea. Like just have a overall cheat sheet that could be maybe in the dice tray or something, right?
Yeah, that's kind of cool. It's a cool idea until they FAQ it. And we didn't even
The FAQ, the dice tray. Oh
and
no.
and we didn't even get into really FAQs. Like I didn't print out FAQs or check my FAQs. I was just straight out of the book. I don't know if you checked your FAQs.
Well, yeah, I knew of a couple of my FAQs. Like they FAQ'd the only movement shenanigans that Death Guard have in the inexorable advance and stuff
Shut
like that.
down.
But I think that we have to pick a winner, right? Somebody has to win
For what?
Saturday. Somebody has to win Saturday.
Why did you and your goddamn competition?
I
Well,
want
why isn't it just a running tally that increases and decreases as the weeks go by?
Okay,
Yeah.
so what's the tally?
Well, are we going to
which
tell the
games?
scores, or are we
Yeah,
going
I
to
don't-
let people want to watch the battle reports? We don't want to spoil.
Oh, are we gonna add those scores up cumulatively over time?
I figured
Or-
over the
Or are we
the
just going
campaign.
or are we just going by wins?
I will decide all of that
Yeah.
Send me your
Well,
paperwork.
you
Send Sean the paperwork.
you advocated that by not appearing.
Fair.
So
Yeah,
this
Zaidan, that's what I thought. Soon as Ninth Ed came out, I was like, someone's gonna make a bunch of money making terrain like rule markers.
markers.
And
Yeah.
where are they? Where someone show me them because I want them and I still haven't found like good ones on Etsy.
Remember for AOS they made those dice?
Yes. That didn't.
Yeah.
But the dice like that.
No, I want a clear marker because dice accidentally get picked up, they get
Well,
rolled.
no, they
over,
actually
get
say
symbol.
stuff
No,
what the terrain
No,
does.
they said what the stuff. Yeah. The
Well,
dice
yeah, I
actually have.
like all that idea.
Yeah. But the problem is that the AOS stuff was like one condition per terrain. Every piece of terrain had a random
Right.
condition on it, and ruins have 9 innate conditions.
Yeah, they have a lot for some reason.
It's a season
just-
split. What is this, Ovis? So it's a season split on points. For what?
So is the season split?
Oh, for our campaign for the points.
I don't know. We didn't really decide that. I think Josh obviously got the most amount of points on Saturday. I think.
We'll just say, like, in average Josh terms, of course, he got the most.
Yeah.
Without any spoilers.
Yeah. I think Josh got the most amount of points. So
I was impressed. I will just say, very impressed with my Terminators overall. I had no
oh
idea.
my God, you're stupid, stupid Terminators.
Just
How
wait
much is
until
that
I have
unit?
205 points.
Okay, so you could have took 2 units of those Terminators and then your caster, and that
Sure
could have been
could've.
your army. That
Guess
would've
what?
been-
In my 2,000 points, I have 10 Terminators and 3 of the Death Shroud, plus the Lord of the Contagion. So I have like 14 Terminators.
I have to
And
say,
with the
Sean,
Mortarion.
I have to say, you've been talking a lot about chaplains. You infected me with this chaplain garbage.
Bro,
And
chaplain.
you
Um,
abandoned him.
And he's I don't care if I'm cheating. He's out of the army. He's out. He's
He
gone.
got fired.
He's
I
fired.
mean,
He died too many
whatever
times.
did-
He doesn't exist.
He's gone.
Johnson is a risk.
Shield Hand Johnson is not joining. He doesn't ride a bike. But we are going for a chapter master on a bike. And the chaplain is he's going to Tampa. Let's just
The chaplain
He's
is an
going to
auxiliary.
Tampa.
Like his job is to go with the death smashy people.
There is no smash unit in his army.
That's the problem. Like you're using this chaplain, you're
I
expecting
think-
him to be like.
I think
fucking
we all
500
discovered
foot
the
demon
problem.
prince.
yeah. The problem is that Big Aaron can't fail rolls. And Josh's characters are stupid. That's the problem.
Fair.
Josh's characters will smash the captain as well, but at least the captain will give me some helpful buffs to the rest of the army.
I mean,
Whereas,
to be fair, your chaplain did pretty good when he was doing good stuff,
yeah, when he was going against units that were half of his points,
No.
and he charged. He did really
He
really
was
well.
holding objectives, being very difficult to kill.
Right. I did hide him on objectives because of how useless and scared I was. Because there
And that's where he made all his points.
until I tried to do anything with him,
As soon as you charge him in, he's dead.
Yeah.
which doesn't make any sense when you have the litanies specifically for him being a badass on the assault with the assault doctrine with 5 attacks hitting on 2s, strength 7, AP -1 3 damage, and he's like and then he dies. And then he just dies.
I mean, this one sounds like human or operator error.
Yeah, right. It's possible. It doesn't matter. HR had a conversation with him.
He's gone.
He's ineligible for duty at the moment.
Did he take a severance?
No, he did not get a severance.
Oh, wow.
It's
Well, right to work
dishonorable.
state and all.
This is
God damn.
dishonorable discharge.
That's some shit right there, dude.
Yeah, no kidding. He was like 4 months from retirement and shit.
Dude, he was 400 years from retirement. Come on.
I mean, death is retirement, so he met his retirement goal.
He did meet his retirement. Met his retirement goal 4 times over.
Hey, you should
He
take down
die
the White
every
Dwarf
game?
picture.
No, I don't think he died every game. Breachers wasn't a thing. Decide you can go through ruin walls or not. True line of sight, complicating. Breachable.
Well, we just made it so that bottom floor was just blocking line of sight because didn't have the terrain to do it the other way. Aaron, you should put it back the photo.
Oh my gosh, I'm still on the book. I apologize.
Should better.
Oh, I apologize that we were just sitting on that page.
It's a cool page.
So Josh, what did you think about Ninth? I've said my piece.
I mean, it is definitely if you play match rules, it's definitely less chill, and that's what we chose to do. We did see that when we're playing narrative that there's no secondaries, which made it. You guys enjoyed that game, I think, much more than the other game, as far as my my view was. So maybe if we want to really enjoy Ninth, maybe we just throw out match play. I don't know.
We should give Crusade a try.
I hear Crusade can get out of hand real quick, but we could do that.
Does Crusade reward you for winning and punish you for losing?
Probably.
Yes.
Then it's garbage and I won't play it.
It actually rewards you for not having things die and playing a little bit more cagey. Which is
Okay.
I mean,
interesting.
when things survive, they get points, and when things die, they get worse, right?
They can
Not,
get worse.
not necessarily, and not everything. So
Okay.
I think you have to look at it. But I think if you have a character, right, and he gets fucked up, you have to roll on a table, and he might have like
Yeah, I don't like
lost an eye.
yeah, I don't
and
like
minus 1
any
PS
I
or
don't like
something.
any scenario where the person who did worse the first round gets worse and the person who did better gets better.
I feel you.
That doesn't make for balanced play. That just continues to make it worse over time.
Right. Agreed.
Especially when sometimes, you know, poxwalkers just can't blow up the one thing they need to blow up. You know what I mean?
Even with like 100 attacks.
Even with 100 attacks, you know, and then for some, like, just things happen. Oh, I was supposed to put his arms on first. This is your fault, Sean.
What are you building? Aaron?
Sorry.
I'm building the second of 3 land storm speeders that are entering into my army.
How many Skaven came with it?
None.
Asking the real questions.
I
think you should
I've been
start
spraying,
hiding.
I've been spraying all of my boxes with pesticide, so there are no Skaven in any of the boxes.
Interesting.
I think you should start. Maybe you should make a Skaven Primaris army.
Ooh, I like it.
I only have 1 Skaven.
That would be like a squats army.
I don't even. I hate Skaven. I hate Skaven as much as I hate orcs.
You can maybe do the shoulder pad iconography. Get some decals of rats painted. Put it on your purple rats.
I don't know why you're committed to this bit, but you can go on for as long as you want.
It will change nothing.
It's still funny.
Okay.
I was entertained.
I'm enjoying it.
You're out.
I'm with the chaplain.
See, Zidane has, let's see here. Breachable wasn't a thing yet, but groups either to say you can go through ruins, walls, or not. True line of sight, complicated. Yeah, oh yeah. And then per game, their requisition points. I saw that for Crusade games.
Right.
Units get experience for games dying. There's a chance they get negatives, but I think requisition points can be spent to fix or upgrade things. Yeah, but you could fit so many Skavens in that thing, right? You're right, Aries. Totes.
Man, even Ares is getting in on this now.
Yeah. Because it's funny, dude. You'll never live the Skaven down.
I didn't do anything.
Multiple parts were cut, and you were having issues before you figured out.
Well, I'm having issues right now because I glued this guy in before I put his arm on. So why don't you make fun of me for this issue? Why is it?
All right, great. I mean, thanks for the update. Now we know we should.
Like I'm
If you
getting
just
out,
kept us in the loop more about when you goof up.
I'm getting out like welding force clamp tweezers because I screwed this up so bad.
What glue are you using for those?
Super glue.
You put your models together with super glue?
Okay.
What?
What should I be putting my models together with?
My plastic models I put together with plastic cement.
With plastic cement or plastic glue.
Yeah, plastic glue. Sure.
Okay.
Then you would have a real hard time. Actually, no, you'd be fine because it wouldn't have set yet.
It hasn't set yet anyways.
Oh, you're just having. Okay.
The problem is just getting
Having
it in
setting
position.
problems.
No, I'm just having problems getting it into position, which is now resolved. Everything's fine. Everyone stop watching. Just
Pay no attention.
I have nothing else from Warhammer community to move to. I have nothing. I literally have nothing.
Did you guys talk about the Fallen having their own mini codex in the new White Dwarf?
Oh, well,
yes.
we haven't seen the rules yet. Are
We-
there rules yet for the Fallen,
There's
Sean?
supposed to be new rules for the Fallen in the new codex. I mean, in the new White
the new
Dwarf.
White Dwarf.
That's
yeah, we mentioned that
Yeah.
when you stepped away.
Yeah.
Well, I'm excited about that.
I think Sean is as well.
Yeah. Now I can have my fully traitor Dark Angels.
I mean, you don't have any Dark Angels left, but that's okay.
What?
Well, because we traded all my elves for all your Imperium.
No, we didn't.
That
We did the
happened.
Tau.
That
We did the
happened.
Tau.
That
No.
happened. And the Tau. The Tau was a bonus. The Tau was it was
Threw
a
some
tip.
Tau on top.
It was a tip. The Tau was a tip.
The tip of the Tau.
Uh, you have no Primaris Dark Angels though.
I don't. That's why I was actually kind of excited when that guy wanted to trade, and then he's like,
Oh, yeah.
Yours.
And then he pulled the switcheroo.
yeah, then he's like, oh, I want 10 times as much as you have for your stuff. And I'm like, I was barely on board with what I had.
So Aaron, what did you think?
Of the games, I had fun. I went in with the expectation that my list just wasn't going to do well because it was the starter of my force, and I really did not have much shooting at all in the list. Like, there's some combi bolters pretty much, and
You forgot your pistol though. The
whole game. I forgot that a caster had a pistol.
Was it a good
Yeah.
pistol or was it a regular?
No,
it was a little pistol.
Pistol, but I still could have got some pops off.
Yeah.
So, but I had a lot of fun overall. I'm glad that I put together the cheat sheets that I did. I know now that I need to put together more cheat sheets. But I think that's going to help me a lot because I can be slow at times, and as long as I got those out in front of me, it helps me instead of flipping through a book.
Yeah, I need to put together the cheat sheets, and I'm gonna play a lot more meta and a lot less fluffy. I've picked chapter tactics that make sense. Well, okay, I haven't picked chapter tactics that make sense. I've picked chapter tactics that are stupid broken.
So you're changing your chapter too?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So what's your new chapter?
Well, it's the same name. I just changed the rules that it has.
Okay.
It's still a custom secondary chapter.
So it's still the Violet Violator.
It's still the no. No. It is not the Violet Violators. That is not their name.
Dude, I thought we workshopped this, and
We did workshop it.
We did,
decided.
and that's not where we landed. That sounds horrible.
I think we all agreed on that.
I think it's the. Oh my god.
Audience, what do you think?
Area-
Violet Violators, right?
I mean, it's alliterative, which I like. What
Right.
about just like violent violets?
No, the
No.
Violator sounds
No,
better.
but that sounds disgusting.
Anyone think of Spawn? What?
That sounds
Violators?
terrible. I don't
No?
want to to be that.
You don't. Well, I
don't
think
want to
it's
be a
stuck
violator. I
already.
don't want to be a violator.
You
Okay?
know, if you had just spoke up sooner, Aaron, but I think we already made the shirt.
Anyways,
for one.
I've changed the sub rules, so now they get the salamanders reroll, and then they get the vehicles degrading at as though they had twice the amount of wounds.
Nice.
And that's that. And they're gonna have a chapter master, which means that he gets to have some synergy with stuff. And that'll be 1,000 points, and then I need to figure out what I'm gonna do for the next 1,000. I don't know for the next 1,000 if I should just do like all bikes or if I should buy a Storm Raven. I haven't decided yet.
You have a Storm Raven. Oh, but it's a different
It's
color.
the wrong color. No, not the Storm Raven. The bigger one.
Thunderhawk.
Thunderhawk. Sean, how many points is a Thunderhawk?
A lot, but I'll get my Imperial Army book out real fast and look for you.
Because if it's 1,000 points, I'll just skip a month. When you play at 1,500, I'll just still be at 1,000.
I don't think it's. No, then you just swap out for the Thunderhawk and a few things.
All right, so let's see here.
I'd allow it.
I'd allow it. Did everybody finish Winter Soldier yet?
Yeah.
Oh, I might
Oh,
still
sure.
have to watch the last episode, I think.
I feel like I've forgotten an important piece. I have. I have.
Oh gosh, it's never gonna get old.
Nope. I mean, it's always good to have the resident, not fuck up. It's just,
Oh my god!
you know, like the person that all the bad stuff happens to, because it just deflects. It means that you're safe from having stuff happen. No, I said not fuck up. I said that's the wrong word to use.
Wait, you said it.
Oh my goodness.
So
Violent
Violent
violets. Ares has approved. 800 points. Okay, so that's not going to work.
It is Aaron.
The Violent
it
Violets.
Is a Thunderhawk
No.
gunship. Is a single unit. It is a Lord of War, and it is 800 points.
Yeah, so it's 300 points too many. Unless
not.
No, yeah,
roll
because
that way and fucking put 200 points.
Yeah, no, that's true. I could just
badass.
No, because
Sean, with all of the weapons on it.
It's with whatever the basic weapons on it. What I'm saying is, if I did that, then this next round I could only do 300 points or 200 points. Yeah.
No, you get to 500 now, and then you get the Thunderhawk gunship. When you get to 1,500 points, you have the Thunderhawk gunship, and then 500 points of what you've had in your 1,000 points.
Yeah, you could do that as well. And since I'm the game master, I'm going to let you put Primaris units in that Thunderhawk when you build it.
There are no Primaris
Can he put
unit.
ATVs in it?
Yeah.
And when he flies out, he can be like...
Yes, you may deploy ATVs via your Thunderhawk once you build a Thunderhawk.
Yes! I'm on board.
Any units that you make that are not like repulsor size or land raiders, you may deploy via that Thunderhawk.
Just airdrop out the back.
It's just gonna
2 vehicles.
It's just gonna it's gonna drop ATVs
and 20
from the sky.
infantry.
It's gonna drop ATVs from the sky.
I think that's
Realize
dope
even
as
if
shit,
you
but
ordered
would you not do that, right? If you had those assets,
yeah,
and it seems very appropriate, like, hey, drop me off real fast, and then we drive around and blow shit up, and then come pick me up. I want to go home.
It's exactly how it should work.
I
mean,
cool.
the ATVs are about the same size as a dreadnought. If you stood them up vertically, like, why not?
Yeah, well,
even if you order it right now, though, it won't be here in time, and it won't be built and washed and sanded.
Why is that?
I don't know. Aaron's pretty cool.
Because where's it coming from?
We're on week 4 of a 16-week campaign.
Yeah, I'm fully aware of that.
And
what we're saying, Aaron, is pull the trigger. Drop what you're doing.
You gotta
share screen to the Forge World website. and
Well,
let's do this.
Well,
It's
first,
like $3,000.
no, it's not. Is it really?
It's not cheap.
Right.
It's not 3,000. It's real expensive.
It's definitely worth it.
Definitely worth it.
Thunderhawks
Let's
are
do
fucking
this.
badass.
Does it fall? Okay. Oh, let's see. I am
Where's
a.
it at? 735. No longer available.
Oh!
Oh, no, man.
Hold on. But now we gotta check
Hey.
other links because they do that
So
shit
what
all the
about it?
time.
Okay, so Thunderhawk gunship is not gonna
Yeah,
happen.
it's not.
Secondary
that's not happening,
market
bro.
Thunderhawk gunship.
Yeah.
You'd have to.
Yeah.
What
And
about
you
those
get it for cheaper,
Achilles
but the shipping
landers?
is meh.
What about
Well,
what?
I don't know. The ones that have the repulsor, the flyers that have the repulsor that are fairly new that look like a catamaran.
Yeah, no idea what you're talking about.
The big tank? Is that what you're
It's a
talking about?
big flying tank that looks like a catamaran.
Oh, the Astraeus or whatever.
I don't
Something
know what
like
it's
that.
called. I would have
It's
told
like
you what
the
it
super
was.
heavy tank.
It looks ridiculous.
Wow.
You know, you do have a Mechanicus unit you could make.
I do.
That giant one.
That's not a Thunderhawk. It's not a flyer though.
Your real problem, I mean, here is you need some objective secured,
I don't need any OBSEC.
cheap,
I don't need any OBSEC.
bodied flyers.
But there aren't any.
What if you use like assault
Bikers
drones with
have
jetpacks?
OPSEC, don't they?
Do they?
Doesn't it does it say OBSEC in at the bottom of the page under like where does it say objective secure?
Well, I don't know. I'm asking you. I don't have the rule book.
No, bikes.
Do
Regular
not
bikes do not
have OBSEC.
You
Not
can
that
get
I've seen.
OPSEC if you're Dark Angels and you have a completely Raven Wing detachment. The special rule
Is
it
there
gives you OPSEC.
any of these the homebrew chapter tactics? Is
No,
there
I couldn't. I
anything
couldn't
there?
find any. I couldn't find anything that gave bikes or bikers or ATVs or an outrider detachment OBSEC. No, which is fine. I'm fine not having OBSEC. That's fine. That came up once and it didn't even matter. Like it's not a big
So
deal.
let it go, Aaron. Let it go, Josh.
Fine.
Get over it.
I let it go. It's gone. It's gone. Gone. Gone.
What am I letting go?
The
I
question.
don't really know.
The question is, what do I do with the rest of my 1,000 points? That's the question.
What do
But-
you have on your shelf?
Well, there's the bikes. There's still the Primaris bikes to do. I could do those.
Yeah. Bingo bango.
And then obviously I need the I need more of the servo turrets. And I need a Hammerfall Sky Fortress.
Okay. So how many points is that?
That's about 1,000 right there.
Well, there
Okay.
you go. Problem
So-
solved. Man.
Yeah.
Good job.
Go team, I guess.
I mean, that was the original plan. That was the original army.
Well, go us.
Yeah.
That's right. I'm bringing a Hammerfall Sky Fortress.
I like it. I like how you have just nothing but stationary and very fast things. With no feetsies.
No boots on the ground.
No.
Boots on the ground. Get you killed. Let's talk about Josh's characters.
All the characters that are below 100 points that can delete just about anything in one round of fighting.
Yeah.
Okay, let's talk about those guys.
So the one that Josh took, explain the character that you started with and how many points it is.
Okay.
It's an Archon.
The Archon, yeah. So basically, he has 7 attacks at strength 4.
How many
AP.
points?
He is 85.
Oh, 85. Okay.
85 points. He is strength 4, 7 attacks, AP -3, 3 damage, rerolling all hits, rerolling all wounds,
All hits and all wins.
and he once per game can pile in again. and he has a 2-up invulnerable
By
save.
by piling again, you mean attack twice.
That's correct.
The
Yeah,
way there's
that's not piling in twice.
yeah, that's attack
You're
twice.
fighting twice.
Yeah, he can pile in twice.
I'm sorry,
wait.
did you say that's once per game that you can do that, Josh?
Yeah.
That's correct.
Oh, at least.
And
he
he has
doesn't
a-
do it.
Drazar is a character that can pile in twice every combat. Pile in and attack twice every combat.
And how many points is Drazar?
He's 140.
Okay, that's fair.
There's some really killer characters though. Really.
What was your other one that was like 90 points that like attacked 15 times?
No,
and
that
then-
was only 65 points.
Oh, 65 points, 15 attacks, everything that misses gets doubled and then rolled again?
Right.
Yes.
Huh.
It's totally.
Then there's the
legit.
one that has like 8 or 9 attacks that on 6s does 2 to 3 mortal wounds.
Tuber T put some progress up in Discord.
Nice.
Right on. We should share that once we get to our hobby progress here. We got about another 25 minutes left. Definitely throw
I
that up. If
see it.
anyone wants to put
I-
some hobby progress, we can show it up at the end of the show.
I'm loading it up.
Well, not yet.
Well, no, I mean, I'm not going to show it, but it's ready.
Oh, okay. It's in the qua.
It's in the qua. It's
All
in
right.
the qua.
I
Alright.
have a feeling I just glued some wood to my desk.
Oh, thank God. Let's all talk about how that happened, how bad at putting things together you are.
I am building a casket right now, and I think I'm doing pretty good.
I was disappointed by.
How quickly I
Your
turned on
ability
my
to
friends
easily-
because
Yeah.
Right.
Sean's like, Aaron, you
guys.
little Aaron makes a mistake every 5 minutes. Big Aaron makes one once every 6 months.
Oh, trust me, I make
much.
many more mistakes than that. Review me. Oh, see, hey, I just glued some wood to my finger.
Well,
Oh, and I just broke the wood. See,
nice.
everything's going fine.
It's spinning out of
Everything's great.
control. It's
Yeah,
spinning
pretty
out of control. Uh,
By the way, just as an update of what I'm actually working on today, I'm working on Incubi.
so how many points do you plan on having of dark elves
I probably have 4,000 right now.
for a 2,000 point campaign?
No, for the army that I plan on playing in perpetuity. You know what I mean.
Perpetuity?
In perpetuity until they FAQ it.
No,
What do you
No,
mean,
they're not
no?
going to FAQ it. They're just going to be OP for,
they're not OP.
the next like 6. Yo.
Yeah, right. I mean, it's hard for us to judge because we didn't really bring.
That's true. Let's see at 2,000 points.
By the way, everyone says that Death Guard is the OP army right now. So
No, Death Guard is the old OP army. Now it is 100% Dark Elves.
Yeah, Dark Elves.
yeah, no, the old 2 are still really good, which is the Dark Angels and
Yeah,
Death.
still really good.
Josh,
You're right.
Josh,
You're right.
Quit trying to
Yeah,
gaslight him.
yeah. Thank you, Sean. You know my triggers.
Right?
Everything's fine.
Everything is fine.
I would say that I really enjoyed playing my 5 models.
I enjoyed my 4 units.
It did throw out a lot of hits, a lot of shots.
Yeah, I think this next round, the next 500 points, you're just gonna completely smash everyone.
I mean, I will say this. I will say if you're legit trying to build a Space Marine army, the 45 point bike, the 45 point ATV, you
Wait,
need a squad of
45?
Yeah, they're super cheap. Is
Wait,
it 45
your
or
bike's-
85? It's either 45 or 85.
That's a
I
huge.
thought you
dip.
said they were 85.
They're 85. I'm sorry, 85.
Okay.
Just putting a unit of 3 is just a must take. And you don't even need the Melta.
Because they're, what are they, like 8 wounds?
8 wounds, T5, 3 up save, 14-inch move, automatic 6 inches when you advance. Plus you get the stratagem to make them -1 to hit if they advance. Plus you get the stratagem to make them hit and run. And then it has 14 shots, 3s at either -2 or -1 depending which doctrine that you're going on. And imagine if there was 3 in a squad instead of just 1 in a squad. Because I was running them as 3 separate squads of 1, but you can run it
Oh.
as a squad of 3.
Yeah. That's why you need 9.
Cool.
I know that's why I need 9, but Games Workshop wouldn't sell me 9.
You're lost, GW.
I tried
Could've
to
sent
order.
you to college,
I
but nope.
ordered 9. I got 4.
Got 4. That's not even a good number. Like, you could have made it 6.
Yeah.
4. That's okay. 2 units of 2, I guess.
So those are really fun to run around with, and definitely at 2,000 points, like putting 3 of those in your list, no problem. And the storm speeders are very similar, except they have even more DACA. But the base model has like the same Gatling gun, plus the bolters, plus the Primaris stubbers, which are better than regular stubbers. They're stubbers with AP,
Which is just ridiculous.
which is just
Nice.
ridiculous. Yeah.
Yeah, it's crazy. It's so powerful.
Yeah, don't stubbers on like Imperial Knights not even have AP?
No, they do not have AP.
Okay.
No, but everything that Primaris has is like slightly buffed, right? Like
Yeah.
that's just how they
yes.
work. They have one more. Their guns are a little bit big. Everything they have is just a little bit bigger than what was on before. So if it's a Primaris thing, then it's a little bit better than the non-Primaris thing. So when they come out with a Primaris Knight, it'll be
Ooh,
better.
Primaris Knight, I think it's just a Titan. Like a Warhound. A Primaris Knight though does give me some thoughts. Be pretty
It would
interesting.
just be a McFarlane Primaris.
Yeah, right.
That's
Oh,
it.
you know what it'd probably look like is that wackadoo fake knight that you guys have in the studio up on top of the display case.
The fake
Yeah.
Knight. What is
Yeah.
I
that
like
thing?
it with Wackadoo.
What is that thing?
Dreamforge Leviathan.
That's
Use as a Leviathan, it looks nothing like Leviathan and completely wrong
No,
scale.
it's not. It's not a Leviathan. That's what the name of it is.
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
And it came out before they even think they had Leviathans.
Leviathan.
I forgot what you run that thing at. I forgot. We haven't played with that in so long. I don't even remember
I
what you
was
run
running
as.
it as a Warhound because it's the size of a Warhound.
Gotcha.
But it can also be used as a knight.
Yeah, it does look a lot like a Warhound.
Yeah, it looks like a knight, but
it looks like a knight
style.
but it looks like a knight that fits in Grey Knights. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Or like a sisters or something.
I guess we would have to show everyone, or maybe find a new tab.
It would be nice to have.
Everyone's just
some
like,
sort of
what
idea what the hell you're
are
talking
these
about.
folks talking about?
Yeah, Josh, you're gonna have to pull that up and send it to me.
Oh my gosh. Okay, hold on. Gotta finish this blade. So much silver today. You guys like my new glasses, by the way?
They blind me.
Are they the ones that are they Uncle Adam brand?
I have no idea if they're Uncle Adam brand.
Oh my goodness. Uncle Adam does not have a brand. And if you see an advertisement of Uncle Adam from Tabletop Minions with one of those headsets or a headset like it, it is fake. And you should report it. They're stealing his image.
They have stolen his image.
For nefarious purposes of selling knockoff headbands.
With lights on them.
With lights.
So that's definitely the ones Josh is wearing.
That's
100%.
They're not knockoffs, they're cost effective.
Well, if you go on Amazon, there's like 50 brands
was-
that make these.
That was sick.
All right, I'm sending you a photo of it.
Okay.
I hope you got an audio.
Okay, I'm
capture of
not
that,
sending
Aaron.
you a photo of it. I sent you a bunch of code. Hold
Oh
on.
my God! What you sent me? You sent me 9 pages of a link. Wait, if I copy paste this, will it work?
Just don't do it.
I'm doing it. I'm copy pasting it.
All right, and there's one I found. That's
I've-
not ours. That's
I
what
found
it
it. Copying and pasting it worked. Oh, but it's a really small picture.
Well, I put the other 2 pictures up right after it. I don't know why you put the head in there.
Well, I'll fade to the crappy one and I'll download the good ones. All right. So yeah, that what I'm saying is that thing looks more like it belongs with Grey Knights.
Sure.
That's all I'm saying. Oh, I see. You have one with it next to an actual GW.
Yes. I mean, albeit it's not
A
put
giant
together.
Gatling gun is super cool, but yeah, it totally looks like a Grey Knight.
Here we go.
And it's called Leviathan. Was that from? Did you say a game? An old game?
Well, no, this is just a company that made models. I don't think they actually
Okay.
came out with the game,
Gotcha.
but they had a,
Oh, I had a-
smaller
I had a-
version the size of.
I had a buddy
Huh?
at my shop in Durham who used one of these things as a worker.
Yeah, I actually had 5 of them one point because I got them real cheap from a guy.
You had
I was gonna run a
5?
whole night army of them.
Now you can just run a knight army of our knights.
Yes, we could.
The Night.
The knight army. So it's
Yeah.
the violent violets and the knight army.
I don't know how I feel about this, guys.
Yeah,
No,
I don't know.
it's
It sounds
definitely
like some
Violent
sort of
Violators
K-pop
is
band
way
we're
better.
starting. here.
Violator is a nasty word that I will not be associated with. I do not violate anybody or anything.
Well, it's your army that's doing the violence.
Yeah,
It's-
it's not you. I mean, you're just the general.
I'm
just
not the
taking the
general of the
super-
violators.
You're just a general violator.
Just violate in general.
This live stream's being deleted. This will not remain in the archives. So for all of you who are watching live, this is your only.
this is
This
this
is
is
it.
it. You're seeing a one-time show, folks.
We're just gonna bring
Hit
up the
record
same thing
now.
every time. Every time we're gonna
They-
start the show with Skaven Violet Violators. Now continue.
I mean,
Let's see, what does Zayden have to say? They made Weird War 2 Germans. No idea if that was a game intended.
Yeah, no, they did make like German troops and stuff that, well, like sci-fi versions.
That's great. That's a great company that focuses on sci-fi German troops.
Well, they weren't based. They didn't have any like.
They weren't like actual space Nazis.
No, they weren't space Nazis.
They just thought they had pretty good ideas.
They're. What's so funny?
It's code. He's talking in code.
Wait, I am?
Yeah, that's
Wait,
a code.
let's not confuse anything. There is no code there.
No,
of
that's a
me.
real code term. That's a real code term that people
What
use.
are you talking
What
about?
are you talking about?
We're not this. We just think that they had good ideas.
Oh.
I'm so confused.
Yeah,
It's okay.
I think everyone is right now. So why don't we go to progress check-in?
Well, how much time do
It's
we
about
have?
that time. We got about 10 minutes left in the show.
Yeah, you always cut somebody off, so.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah, well, let's look at what we've done, and then let's see what everyone has thrown up in the Discord.
Okay, let me get over to the Discord.
I can start sharing. Oops, I collapsed.
All right,
my
I
casket.
got tubers.
All right, and I'll bring what I got
And-
going on here up.
Let me. You want to go first?
Yeah, I can go first. So basically, I worked on really 2 things. Did not get as much as I had kind of hoped to accomplish, but it was just fun kind of talking. So for Radigar, I made some steps here out of plastic card. And you should be able to see it at this angle. So he's going to be coming down these steps to uh, destroy folks. So that's pretty cool. I like that. I need to do a little bit more work, but I have to wait for the green stuff to dry.
What's your favorite character from the box so far?
So from the ones that will probably be my starting lineup, the ones that I like the most are, so you got this ogre guy. He's pretty baller. I like him. This Orisa, she's kind of like a cleric sort of deal. That then she can do like an AoE, like drop a fireball sort of thing, which is pretty cool. I'm a big fan of the model of this wood elf, to be completely honest. It's like the first wood elf. Someone pointed it out and on YouTube this weekend. It's like the first wood elf that GW's done in for like forever and a day. Like, and it's a really cool sculpt, I feel. And she looks interesting. Like if you like wombo combos, because like her whole thing is about plinking with an arrow and then killing something with her daggers. So like, and that's like she has a little bit of kind of a shtick, but I kind of like it. It seems kind of cool. And then probably also, and then Johan, the vampire hunter. I mean, he's just a dope model, and he is a straight up murder house in game. If you just need something to die, you just have him like point him at it, and he'll shoot it with his. Yeah, pretty much. He gets his rifle. He gets to shoot once. If the rifle hits, he then gets to do a one-off. See if the stake launcher then hits, and then he can run in and slam things in the face pretty hard as well. So those are some of my favorite characters, and what my first
So he's a
four.
dark.
Probably...
He's a dark elf. He's a dark.
No, he's a witch hunter. He's a human.
I know. I was just joking.
Oh, okay. And then the other thing that I worked on here was for this guy who's like the gravedigger dude. I started making this little casket here. I realized I need to make it a little bit smaller. And then I'm going to have the little zombie coming out of it, and he's going to be like pulling up the lid as you see here. So I need to make this way smaller because the lid that he's pulling up is like half this size. But yeah, that's what I worked on.
Cool. Let's let's move over to Sean.
Yay, me! So I put a bunch of different colored paints on a bunch of Marines. I think that I am now all finished with my silvers and my browns and stuff. I'm basically very close to washing green space Marines. So
Yay.
probably doesn't look that impressive through the camera, but important stuff nonetheless.
Did you rectify the cat situation?
I did. I have been actively discouraging the cat from being in the garage.
Good call. Good call.
Yeah, that looked. I think that was my. I think like of every hobby update I've ever seen on any channel, I think that was my most favorite hobby update of all time.
My picture of the floor.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like
this hobby update. Well, shit is fucked.
It's pretty much.
The cat knocked everything down intentionally and seemed to have broken every arm. That's what happened this week. Thank you.
Sometimes we have those weeks.
Enjoy the rest of your weekend, people. Josh.
Let's see. I'm going to show you these. I base coated 8 of these bad boys. I'm working on a ninth. Got one more that I'm gonna try to get done. I'm putting silver on them. Now your sword is silver.
Putting silver. Oh, okay. Cool.
And then you have to wait 3 days.
I'm okay with that.
No, not for this part. Dude, you have to admit they don't look too shabby.
No, they look freaking dope. They look awesome.
You just
Like-
give me so much
like-
stuff about my wait times.
No, it's funny. I mess with your wait times because it's like you're like the get things done quick. But this is one of the ones where it's get things done quick but wait. And so it's just funny. It's like it's not like you're
Full
doing
time
work.
efficiency.
It's still time efficient, yeah, because you're just letting something dry for a long period of time.
Yeah.
It's just like it's not often that I hear you say like, yeah, it took me a week to finish this thing. It
Yeah.
just happened to take a week because you have to let something dry for 3 days. Um, but the actual application of it was probably 8 seconds. You know, like
Yeah, it's just literally airbrushing and then base coating for the troops. So
all right, so let's head on over
What about you, Aaron? Did you share what you've
to
done?
I'll go last. I'll
Oh,
go
okay.
last. We'll do tuber.
All right. Let's see what Tuber's done.
Tuber has, let's make it nice and big. Boop. Rescale. Working on some Necrons. Looks like we got a
Oh yeah, buddy.
croissant built and a bunch of warriors painted and some scarabs painted. And I don't remember what's the name of the guys with the long guns.
Um, the
Eradicators.
no, the sniper ones.
Yeah.
I can't remember right now off the top of my head.
Let's just call them Eradicators.
Sure, that's not it.
I think that's a Space Marine unit.
Yes.
The
Space
robot
Marine
eradicator.
player should know that.
Robot eradicators. Why would a Space Marine player who only plays things that don't have feet? Remember. All
Now,
right.
would you say things that don't have feet outnumber things that do have feet that you own for Space Marines?
Oh, for sure. I have way more things with feet on the
Okay,
ground.
then.
I have way more
That's
boots on
the
the ground.
weirdest argument I've ever heard.
I
I have
don't know.
way more things with feet.
This whole episode's I don't know what's
So
happening.
many feet.
I think what's happened is that we're all exhausted from
Yes.
the 14 hours of yesterday.
Oh, by the way, update on the toilet. I
Oh.
was able to work with
Oh,
a
you
Very
grabby
non
claw in
sequitur
my
here.
toilet.
Zidane
and I
says
got
death
it out.
mark. They're called death marks. Thank you,
That's right.
Zidane.
Well,
Yeah.
Josh is talking about his death marks right now.
Josh is talking about how his child kung fu'd a piece of metal up into his toilet while it was flushing, and it
And
had to
it
be
sucked it up.
professionally extracted.
No, that's what I was saying. I was able to go to the store and get like this grabby claw snake, and I worked at it for like an hour today, and I got
Oh,
to
you
come
got
out.
it.
I canceled the plumber. I did it. I saved
Nice.
so much money.
That's awesome.
It's
And
like Geico.
and 50% of that money can go into hobbies. That's what you should.
That honestly, we knew it was gonna happen.
Okay. All right. My update. I am.
Wait, do we? Oh, you showed.
Yeah, I showed it, right? I showed it.
I didn't see it.
Okay. I click button again. I
Ah,
click button again, which is
let's
good
see.
because I needed another 30 seconds to
Okay.
get where I wanted to be.
I don't think you actually had it up.
I apologize. Okay, so we have the croissant. We have the leader underneath it. We have the warriors. We have the death marks.
Scarabs and
Thank
the
you.
death marks.
And the scarabs, and they're looking good. Coming
There you go.
along
You
really.
got the catacomb command barge. Yeah, buddy. It's very easy to make it so that you can have it as the command barge or the with the cannons on it. But right now everyone's running as the command barge.
Yeah,
You
it's
can
so
sit
funny
back
for
there.
that. I actually just use a character that's a lord that is literally on a base, and I just stick it on there and take the guns off.
Pretty much what I do as well.
Wait, what? For the thing that looks like it's a circle fly thing, and it can have a leader, or it can be a heavy. Is that what you're talking about?
The barge, not the flyer.
The
But
barge.
yeah.
Okay.
The barge. I might I don't know if I could really have a great example of it here. But I have because I have the barge right here. Boom. This is from my Necron army that I built last year, the Trons, the Nectrons.
Which I really want to play against.
Yeah, and so I did it right here where you got the cannon, and it can just sit, and it sits in like this. It has little like keyholes that it'll sit down into, but you can really, and these aren't a great example because I have flat bases here, but if you took like a 32 millimeter character, it would totally just like sit right in there perfectly and on that same little ring. And
Yeah.
then boom, now you got your character on there zipping around.
That's what I do. Yeah.
Perfect. Perfect. And now we can get to me, and I end exactly where I want to be. Woo! I love it. I may make a lot of mistakes, but I get exactly. I know how to build in what's called a time crunch. So I have gotten my storm speeder to the point where now is when you would have to decide to do your loadout. Which is exactly where I want to be right now because I haven't decided whether or not I'm going to be magnetizing them or not. I'm most likely not going to be magnetizing them because I own 6, and one of the variants I'm not that interested in, but I am going to run a proxy of it to make sure that I know that I don't like it, um, and then I'll only have to magnetize 3. So the basic one, I'm definitely not going to magnetize. It's not going to be worth it. I think the DACA is the best option for these guys in my opinion. The one that seems to be more focused on just straight heavy damage, not enough shots in my opinion for the price. But yeah, so I got my land speeder to the point where now you would be picking your different variants, which is perfect.
Great.
Perfect. And none of my fingers are stuck to each other. And
Great, but you'd also still have it on the picture of the croissant. So
oh my god.
Bro.
Thanks for waiting till the end to break in there.
well, I
So
just
there you
happened
go.
to look over as you were talking. I was like, well, all right, well,
Okay,
it's been a week.
there it is. Thank you all for joining us. Clearly, our minds are a little melted. But playing for 14 hours or hanging out for 14 hours to do that, it was great
Worth it.
to finally see you guys in person for the first time in a year.
Heck yeah.
If everybody didn't understand it, this is literally the first time that all 3 of us have been able to hang out in a year. So it was pretty awesome. Patrick says, I only just started. Well, bye. Hello and goodbye, sir.
I think he's talking about on his you just started. Yeah, Patrick. Well, hello. Goodbye. Should have showed up hours ago.
We love you, Patrick.
We do.
So thank you all so much. Remember, if you haven't subscribed, please do subscribe to the channel. It helps us out. We are trying to get to 10,000 subscribers by the end of May. And if we do, we will give one lucky Discord winner the Piety and Pain, the Dice, the Drukari Codex. Did I say it right, Josh? Did I do it right?
Drukar, you did.
Oh,
Chari.
unbelievable.
Drew
Unbelievable
Charizard.
that I did it right. We will be back next Sunday with another live stream. And this week, we are going to have 2 battle reports for you. However, one of them is going to be a normal 500-point patrol CGN style battle report, which I haven't done in over a year. I'm really excited to edit that. And the other one is going to be a 60-second battle report on the CGN TikTok, which you will be able to find in the videos chat on our Discord. So if you want to see me do a 60-second battle report of a full game, you can go ahead and check that out on the Discord. It's going to be coming out later this week as well. And I did a 60-second battle report for each one of the 3 games that we played, along with a normal banter bat rap, as Dave taught me how to do so many years ago from Mini Wargaming. So thank you so much. We will all see you
On the table.
On the table.
Table.
Later, folks.